Excellent. Well, thank you for joining me today for the Be the Light meditation. Um, Somehow we just keep coming up with these topics, and I usually get them right when I brush my teeth. I don't know why. But the message was we are deconstructing this reality. We're seeing it for what it is and saying, this just isn't real. This just doesn't work anymore. But we have to start with ourselves, and that's not so easy to look in the mirror and say, what you just did wasn't real. And is the thought of destructuring ourselves even possible? Does it raise a severe panic for your operational systems to shift? So what we do in these Be the Light meditations is every week we take a different little item, like a vibration of fear of this, or connection to the Divine Mother, feeling you're separate. So we have done so many little parts, and Spirit told me this morning that we're going to talk about full deconstruction, because the structure that you are was created through a false system, a non-authentic, a system that is non-divine, and you are divine. So here we are. We've done a lot of healing, but we're getting to the point of how much deconstruction can I allow? And I'll tell you, as humans, if we can't see how it's going to be that it's safe, we tend to want to stay the same. That's our ego mechanism, self-preservation, self-protection, especially if we've been traumatized by other humans. So it must be stair-stepped, number one, so it's possible, so we're not thrown into a dizzy of a non-personality floating panic state, which even thinking about it sometimes a little bit is daunting for me. So that's why we've been gradual, but we're getting to the point of needing to be in state to co-create the future, and we can't have that junk there. So the second step is that we trust that the deconstructed state is workable, sustainable, viable, and safe. Everything about humans being born, especially the epochs that we've been born in, is feeling safe. Now, your issues and your historical challenges are nothing compared to some of the historical lineage of women being persecuted outside of the times when we were the matriarchal societies and handled everything. But everything needs to come into balance. But as I read about the uppity women of ancient times, these women had to face tyrants, despots, is that word, despots, and emperors. And what did they do? What did they have to do? Strategize. They really sat back. There's a lot for us to learn on how these women, each story is unbelievable. How they had to seize the power. Okay, that's a strong word, because cooperation wasn't big in ancient times. But these women didn't let their gender or their programming stop them. So inwardly, they deconstructed their own self-limiting patterns and created a maze out of a system that marginalized and disempowered them, and created massive amounts of wealth, people to work with them and support them and follow them. Look at Catherine Medici. I mean, all through history. And I love watching historical documentaries that give us pictures of the roles that women had. And I specifically like the ones where women just work with work with all that they have to turn the things around. So that's ancient times. And then this is really fun, Uppity Women of the New World. So this, for many years, was my nighttime reading. Joan of Arc, all the different beings. And here was a woman in Cuba who had to dress as a man to be accepted as a doctor. So can you imagine that, having to pretend that you are of a different sex? And we've seen movies about that too, Yentl, different times. So women doing what needs to be done. And why am I saying this? Because I'm so big on saying the truth. In ancient times, and even in the New World, off with her head, dunked in hot oil, we were not safe to speak truth. And now there are still bastions. Okay, somebody needs to mute. I hear little activities back there. There are still so many boardrooms in areas of congealed anti-feminine leadership. So sometimes just blurting out the truth, because it's our right to do so and we're divine beings, isn't for your highest good. It isn't truly empowering you in a way that leads towards openness and cooperative empowerment together to lead us out of this imbalanced world. So SOAR is the organizational title, sounding our authentic resonance. But I want to add a tagline, meeting people where they're at and saying the truth in a way that does not cause a defensive, hot, fiery reaction. So I'm not going to stop there, Uppity Women of ancient times in the New World. But then who do we have? This little ceiling breaker, Frida. Amazing. These are her own statements, her own words of truth. And when we speak words of truth as a poet, a speaker, an artist, within it, the truth spoken from the intention of speaking truth that is harm to none and helps all, because we just covered that little topic, actually is a sword. When a person like Frida, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, or Maya Angelou, these little pocketbooks of all of their sayings, their words come through like a sword to cut the patterns of thinking that are distorted and misaligned with social beneficial action. I wish I could say that again, but it was a lot of words. But that is the same for you. You are a leader. You are an artist. You are a change maker. So I am talking about deconstructing the way that you thought and spoke and operated before that was small and limiting based on the story of yourself that your family and your teacher and partners and social system put upon you. And we have been breaking up that story bit by bit by bit. And as we become unstructured, we are destructuring our foundation. Why? Because it has so many little ouchy parts that we're still triggered. And when you're triggered, your words get mushy and misaligned with the frequencies of fear and don't land and become the sword that you were meant to be, to cut through the nonsense, the misthinking, the ego manipulation. So, was Frida unstructured? Think about it. One of a kind. She had heartache. I've watched it's a wonderful movie. But she stayed true to herself, even though physical pain, emotional pain, abandonment, betrayal, her words rang true from A to Z her entire life. She didn't let her story stop her from creating and sharing. Oh, when I move this, can you see how the light brings her lips in and out? Look at that. Voiceless, voice, lips. And this woman changed everything. And now things are being challenged. And I read this morning one of her statements that this flow cannot be stopped by law. And the voter turnout yesterday showed us that. It showed us the power of righteous social change. And she started a lot of it, a one of a kind. Look at that neck, look at that beautiful white neck piece. No judges ever wore that before, and that was a symbol of carrying feminine liberation. Maya Angelou breaks through the swords of sensory, artistic, languorous, delicious wording to land what the human experience is all about. So what would your book say? If they were to write a pocket book about you, how you were raised, by who, and the stories they gave you, no, what words and frequencies will people remember about you? What people will remember about you is how you made them feel. Are your words uplifting and inspiring and helping them manage their lives? As opposed to the other, speaking to gain for yourself, to appear attractive, smart, get clients. That is of the old paradigm. It's all an agenda to an end. When you are deconstructed, take a deep breath, because we're going to do it in a minute. We're going to go to deconstruction. But I had to give you some happy endings, because if you really do it, you just might end up with your own book. The Book of Jill, the Book of Avalon, famous Aubin sayings, Jessica's blessings. So let's take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth and contemplate, what is your legacy? And at what level are you willing to deconstruct to allow that legacy to be laser beams of light coming from your being, cutting through the nonsense and allowing a new space for new light to come in? First, what is your methodology? Let's drop in and begin to look. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. We place a beautiful holon of balance around each of our own energy systems. And why is that important? Because this is about you. I don't think Ruth Bader Ginsburg worried what other people were thinking, or these uppity women. This is about you, and when we do this every time, we separate our energy fields from everything else. So feel your unique sovereign being residing in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful geometric structure. A geometric structure also has another name, a Merkaba. A Merkaba means you can travel, your own magic carpet. So right now, In this Merkaba, we remove everyone else's ideas about you. All the report cards where the teacher said, more able, popular, struggle. Every label that your parents, your partners, your children, every thought, because that has all pushed you into a corner of your structure, which we must destructure to be free. So you are alone in this beautiful, 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 beautiful Merkaba of light. Take a breath and release even further. We're going to actually release your own perceptions and stories and words and labels about yourself. Almost like a ticker tape. It's running out of your soul, your heart. Let it all go. Let all this information be typed up so perfectly. And now let it go out of your Merkaba and let it land into a divine bonfire. Give that story back. It has served you till now, but you are destructuring. You are setting your computer to defrazzle, reset, reboot. And sometimes that blackness, that void, that not knowing is so scary. So we're not going to go there yet, but we are going to go there today. So release all the stories and everything about you. And we're going to take a ride, magic carpet ride in your Merkaba, simply by asking. Take your attention to your heart. Call in our spirit guides who can see potential futures. And you have, as a divine being with the ability to exercise will, there is no power in the universe that can stop your choosing a new potential reality. So we are thinking that we're creating this legacy. And the legacy is easy to know your modality because it's what you love to do. So this little storybook, we're going to make an intention to see you in your future life, filling in the quotes, the artwork, the speaking engagements, the clients happy with their books being published, whatever your heart's desire is, that is your unique legacy. This is the stream of potential manifestation which you are designing now according to your heart's desire. And because we are in our heart, we are not thinking, it is Source's plan for us as well. The easiest, most fun, wonderful, co-creative thing to do with all that is. So take a deep breath and we're going to do a little inventory. In your mind, look at these check boxes. The first box is, I'm a good speaker. I can speak the truth to other beings, and this brings me great joy. If that is you, check that box. Box number 2, I bring elements of color and paint, and the variety of things I bring together in new, spontaneous, beautiful ways spark other people's creativity and joy of living in this realm. Check that box if you are claiming that you are an artist. The next box, I revere and honor and work with the glory of the natural world here on earth now. I choose the ways I grow plants. I dance with nature. I embrace the wind and unfurl my energy field into the wind around the world. I love earth-based thoughts and energy processes. Check that box. I work with animals. I work with animal husbandry. Your boxes will be unique. The next box might be I use my voice for singing and raising and embodying myself with the heavenly harmonics, and I allow it to come through unfettered by human thoughts. So you get where I'm going with this. What is your box? Is it traveling, meeting new people, being free, but grounded and present and in service? Take a deep breath. We're going to just take a minute or two here for you to create your perfect new story and legacy that will be in your book moving forward from this moment. So this creates our intention. These boxes, these joy boxes, which you're now lining up, imagine that you're putting them into your heart in a basket. This is what you want to carry with where you go from this moment on in the future. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. And now we make our journey. We ask and intend that we move into the potential futures. We ask that we see with our eyes and our heart and our sensory field into the future, and we allow Spirit to guide us. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. We are designing with the magic wand how these beautiful magical gifts that we love to give are unfolding within a reorganizing and destructuring world and creating a new world. So allow yourself to send that energy from your heart, this movement, this ask and intend, and through the beautiful deciphering mechanism that allows us to go to the future, a grid point specifically created for that, and allow yourselves to go out and to see and to be in a state of possibility, joyous outcomes, co-creation, celebration, and just look around. Now imagine that you're holding that book. The book that we were talking about that resides in your heart, that holds your stream of light through words, art, speaking, whatever. And imagine in the future that you're holding this book and you're allowing this beautiful potential future to jump onto the page of your book and become real. What are the words saying? These words are your legacy. The pictures and words and symbols are your triumphant accomplishment of your spiritual mission in this physical body, in this lifetime. And it is unique to you. So revel in this beautiful feeling, this field of possibilities, and anchor it in. Anchor in how you feel and what is in this book. What is in the book is your essence, not specific instances, but the golden nuggets of the compilation of all that you've done, put into a memory book of what your consciousness is gifted to this planet at this time. And it is beautiful. So take this book and put it in your heart. Put it in your heart so it is a living form, a destination, an anchor in the future. And now turn yourself around from that future place and begin the journey back towards your body through that deciphering grid point and back into your heart. So now we have created a new structure, a new story, a new profile, and it's happy. It is of a divine design, not human story. It is a divine guidance manual within your heart. It doesn't matter. You weren't supposed to see details of this or that, but if you did, great. It is the essence and the feeling. This is your unique trajectory and path and unfurling of the beautiful ribbon-like frequencies that were meant to come through you in this lifetime. So take a deep breath, and now this feeling from a very high vibration future, and I guarantee you that, let this energy now tickle out from your heart and absolutely begin to fill your chest cavity. This golden, silvery, gentle light is shedding light on any areas that are still needing a little destructuring, okay? So in your heart, repeat after me. I told you to be safe when we did the destructuring. We needed to have that, the path laid out for the future first. Repeat after me. I ask and intend to release old thoughts, patterns, and structures within myself that are still hindering and triggering me into this third dimensional reality. I am removing these vibrations from my neck, my throat, my eyes, my stomach, and my base chakra. I am tired of holding back and being afraid. Take a deep breath and release this energy. And now in your mind, repeat after me. I am now choosing to trust my higher path. As I release scarcity, I bring in the vibration of support, resources, joyful synchronicities, and feeling good every day. Let that land. Let that land in your base chakra. Feeling good and resourced and safe every day. Excellent. So take a deep breath and let that song, that harmonic frequency pattern, begin to just bubble up from the base of your spine. You are restructuring yourself in a new way. You destructured the old. A new song, a new beautiful universal song. Oh my goodness. It is like angels singing throughout. I mean, I don't know if I can approximate it. It's like the breath of angelic wind movement is going throughout your entire body, and the sense of lightness and freedom. Take a nice deep breath. Everything is full of light. It is lighter, and these old densities are destructured. Just allow this to settle in and to feel this lightness of being, this rightness of being. We ask and intend that moving forward, that we are not behaving in ways that we are sitting ducks for the dark. We ask and intend that we are witnesses, and that all energies that are not in our highest good simply pass around our energy field. We ask and intend to release all fears that somehow we will be thwarted, others will be resistant. We are becoming an ancient, uppity woman now, today, in this timing, in this epoch, against all odds. We succeed. Against all odds, we bring in complete and full empowerment in a different method and scale that we have imagined before of how power worked on the earth. We found the golden key, the answer, and we're sticking with it. We've got our book in our heart, our plan, our way, with Source. It is infallible, and we have restructured every cell in our body to weave this into every decision we make today, tomorrow, and forever. Every word that we utter today, tomorrow, and forever. Every project that we do is imbued with the glory of this book and our legacy today, tomorrow, and forever. And so it is. Excellent. So I see some of us, aura is changing, and within our aura changing, you will start attracting in and resonating with other like-minded kindred spirits. And it's almost as if our very countenance and clothing is changing. And I see some of you are donning magnificent auric, etheric fabrics and light systems, and how other people will resound with you is based on this new vibrational profile. It is so beautiful. It is so iridescent and irresistible. Take a deep breath and make that beautiful big golden resilient egg around your entire energy field. Excellent. Lock it in so that you're holding this in. Okay? All right. Very good. So we are finished with this portion. I'm sitting here in my little she shed, and we've got gardeners. We've got people here looking at the house for, what do you call them, gutters, all sorts of things. So good timing. Good timing. All right. So I'm going to press stop on record, and then join us for some community conversation. All right, stop the recording.